Valor's biggest drama is over. Jet West. Is that the name of his channel? It's always been Jet
Massive day
West.
for the
I thought it was
unemployed.
WestJet.
Valorant's biggest beef is officially over. We decided to talk it out in DMs and have buried the hatchet. And here's the story of how it all happened. It all started when Shazam got swatted and had the police go to his house. Unfortunately, got swatted 2 days ago, and I've got at Riv1337, Riv FPS, and his duo typing in my games. They have my address. If anyone has any info on him or his duo Vexibu, used to be whatever, please DM so I can relay it to the right people. And you know, I'm a villain, not a monster. I see something this serious, there's only one thing I can do.
Gotta
Make
eat.
a video on it to pay my rent. Spread awareness. I'm not a fan of Shazam, but I don't think even he deserves that. Getting swatted is cringe, and you know, that's not okay, and truly I feel bad for him. As soon as I saw this happened, I instantly booted up my community post and said, internet beef never that serious. Wishing Shazam the best. Swatting is insanely cringe and no one deserves to deal with that. I'm a villain, not a monster. Response. The video I made was supportive. I wasn't really joking about Shazam, and Shazam ended up seeing that I posted that video. We established a line of communication on Instagram, which is the first time we've ever actually spoken to each other since the copyright strike incident. Bro was getting threats sent to him. People were showing up at his door all because of a data leak. I knew stuff went too far when people started actually showing up at his house and like ordering
to his house.
So like, yeah, I did what I thought was right and I took down the video. It didn't reach 8 minutes anyway. Jokes aside, Shazam then said, thanks for taking the video down. It's really respectable of you despite the back and forth we've had over the years. They even wrote articles about this drama. Not quite as iconic as Greg Doucette and Mike Israetel's drama, but we were up there.
Thank you, Greg.
A slop drama YouTuber has portrayed me that way with lies and out of context clips. You don't know anything about me. He's essentially talking about me, but I don't really care because this situation is bigger than our beef. I'm a bad guy, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. You know what I mean? I got some...
Like, this is why I like his channel, though, because he's being directly on. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's making. He knows what he's covering, but he's not really the bad guy, you know? He's just there. I feel you, bro.
Morals, and I got a real ambition for this cash, which is why. Are you a loser that literally has 0 friends? Life's a sandwich. No matter the way you flip it, the bread comes first. But then Shazam said something I didn't even expect. I'm sorry for the copyright strike that started all of this. My respect for Shazam shot sky high. I definitely don't think I handled the situation correctly either, which did result in a lot of hate and BS for you. We were writing some Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, they was becoming besties.
I'm a man of my word, and out of respect to Shazam in our conversation, I pretty much excluded him from all of my videos and didn't make any jokes or references about him. The threats regarding Shazam continued to escalate, and during all of that, I stayed in contact too. Hey there, Shazam. If you do not start throwing this game, I will open loans on your name. Your social is. If you do not listen to me and stop talking in your stream, there will be 4 men with Fortnite scars at your door. We are outside watching.
Oh, they're texting his phone number. They're texting his phone number. That's actually insane.
You Shazib. People are committing crimes over Valorant ranked matches. That's crazy. On a more serious note, we've been dealing with our ranked games on betting websites for a couple of years now, telling Riot about it, and they've continued to not do anything about it until it gets to this point. People buy accounts and get into our games to throw for these bets. I recognized my game was being bet on and started talking about it on stream and received these texts. I feel like this is pretty serious, and you know, Riot just turns a blind eye and they're like, you know, cool story, Shazam, but have you considered buying the new phase guard skins? Honestly, Riot Games. I reached out asking if he's good and if that was actually his SSN, and I asked if he wanted me to cover this in a video. He confirmed it was and thought it was the best idea not to make a video covering this, and you know, I obliged. You know, maybe I learned empathy from iDubbbz, but whatever he was going through was crazy to me, so I was like, sir, yes sir. Even Canada Today Gaming covered this. Valorant streamer.
Got it right. They're trying to bet on his ranked matches, so they're harassing him to throw games or win game. Like, that is a new level of insanity, right? And how, god damn.
Shazam faces violent threats after exposing gamblers in ranked matches. Holy Kyo, all you do is Kaidea. You are a man with a penis. Lol. I don't know about y'all, but I think this is a scenario where a man is allowed to bitch. You know, if they're sending you your SSN and threatening your life, I feel like that's a valid. I'm willing to drop the beef too. As long as he doesn't bring me up, I won't bring him up. And look, since then, the beef is over. You know, Shazam's been killing it. He's on Team Liquid now, replacing Average Jonas, which is a monumental W. No shade, but it is crazy how Team Liquid immediately had him wear the Pride jersey.
But why?
Anyway, Riot Games actually responded to Shazam's harassment, and they're investigating the situation. Riot mentioned that both their anti-cheat and security teams were involved. They wrote, We take match manipulation and harassment
Dude,
seriously
Team
and
Liquid is
said they want to
crazy.
keep both players in the competitive system
Then
safe.
lose the
Nothing's
game to
been done.
gain
You can
money.
still
Oh
bet on
yeah,
Sabrosa losing games. This beat
we know a lot of people don't care about a lot of shit, and they don't like a lot of shit. They just want their money up, and that's what they be
beef
after.
was dragging on for like years, and honestly, I'm glad it's over. Like, Shazam was on VCT, and all of the comments are just trolling and subscribe to Jet West. Hey, you heard the man. Unlike Kaide, Shazam's a decent dude, and he actually apologized, and honestly, he didn't even need to. I wasn't looking for an apology. Like Malaysian Airlines, this might not land, but Shazam's a decent dude, and if, my message here could stop even one of you from trolling him, that's a success. Makes me wonder if Shaz and WestJet are actually best buds behind the screen with both profiting off of I tweet first, you put a video second, and we split the profit relationship. All right, enough conspiracy theories. We aren't prod. Glad to end the beef. Shit's been dragged out for a while. Maybe after your whole police thing is done, we can make a video called Squashing the Beef if you're still getting harassed for no reason. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that if things calm down. I won't engage in any more negative conversations surrounding this or you either. You can do your thing. It just kind of goes to show that you can talk things
That's
out
tough. I
even
fuck
with
with
your
that.
greatest enemy, if you will. And I don't want to hear anybody in the comments saying I folded. Even though I hate Shazam with a burning passion and I have a picture of him on my wall I throw darts at when I'm angry, this might potentially be considered too far. All right, Trick2G, stop rage baiting.
Like they are deep in Bro's information too.
Now that I think about it, Shazam was kind of right back in the day, too.
Literally, his whole Twitter persona is just being edgy as possible because he realized he's not good at anything else.
He was right, so now I don't talk to vermin scum on Twitter.
WestJet's beef with Shazam. It started off with the video titled Why I Hate Shazam. To summarize this video, the beef between them started from back in the day during the Send 6 situation, if you guys remember that. But basically, Shazam had previously copyright striked one of WestJet's videos where he was reacting to Shazam. This video didn't talk about much else besides that. He wasn't even really going in on Shazam or anything, just talking about the situation more so. So this beef didn't really progress at all until about 5 minutes later when WestJet dropped a video called Valorant's Biggest Cockroach.
I kind of popped off with this one. I even spent like 50 bucks on the thumbnail. I was a 5'8" man with hate in my heart, talk and listen and learn.
I mean, this guy's a fucking loser, to be honest. WestJet's biggest relevance is saying the N-word. He got so much relevance from saying the N-word on stream that he started being as edgy as possible.
The Shazam arc went on for a few more months with
I didn't know
continuations
that.
named Valorant's Biggest Cockroach Returns and Valorant's Biggest Cockroach Response. This was probably the most personal beef WestJet has been involved with on YouTube since his livelihood was threatened through a copyright strike from Shazam.
This is so unserious, but I love this. This music feels like a freaking Death Note scene.
After these last couple of videos, the beef was pretty much over. Shazam was getting doxxed, and since viewers were taking it a bit too far, neither of them had any interest in continuing to beef.
I ended up taking down the swatting news video. I talked things out with Shazam through DMs, first time lol, and he's dealing with a lot of BS right now, police involved. That said, Shazam had no problems with my video. He didn't copyright it, but politely messaged me to take it down. What he's dealing with is truly scary. Address leaked, family threatened, random numbers texting his SSN, and I hope he can figure out who's responsible. This shit much more serious than internet beef. I think it's a good time to bury the hatchet. Some people might have missed that community post, and I think video just hits harder as a medium, and it's totally not because I had an ad and wanted some money. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if Shazam's a better guy than Zelsis, who's still ripping the N-word on the regular.
Like, Zach, you're actually a retard.
That was a good watch. I mean, that was insane. It's good that they don't have internet beef anymore. Like that's cool that they got to resolve it and be humans with each other. It sucks that he's going through all that crazy shit, but sheesh, dude.